Imagine a quiet evening, the gentle rustle of leaves outside the window, the comforting warmth of coffee in your hands, and the soft hum of life going on. Here, we sit in stillness, listening intently as a wise, seasoned guide begins to weave a story. A story about thinking straight, about living with clarity, purpose, and focus. A guide that feels like a whispered secret to a life less tangled, more fulfilled. And that, my friends, is the essence of Think Straight by Darius Foroux. Darius Foroux, a quiet observer of the human condition, takes us on a journey not just through thoughts, but through the very way we approach our existence. Think Straight isn't a collection of grand theories or complex philosophies. No, it's a book that feels like a personal letter from a trusted friend who's seen the stormy seas of life and is now gently offering you a map for calmer waters. In a world filled with noise, distraction, and a never-ending cycle of expectations, Foroux reminds us of something profound: the power of simplicity. He invites us to unlearn the cluttered thinking that so often holds us back and teaches us how to focus, how to think clearly, and how to make choices that align with who we truly are. This book speaks to anyone who has felt overwhelmed by the chaos of modern life. It speaks to the heart that seeks peace, clarity, and purpose in a noisy world. Let us now walk through the book's core philosophy. The powerful truth that ties everything together is this: clear thinking is the gateway to a life of action, purpose, and happiness. It is not about grand dreams or complex strategies. It is about stripping away the unnecessary so you can focus on what truly matters. Foroux teaches that the clarity of your mind shapes the reality of your life. With clarity comes direction, and with direction comes fulfillment. Now, let's unfold the journey as we explore the key themes of this timeless work through simple stories, lessons, and reflections. First, the power of simplified thinking. Think of your mind as a room, often crowded with thoughts, desires, and distractions. It's like an old, cluttered closet in a traditional Indian home, so filled with unused items that you can barely find the things you need. To think straight, you must clean that closet, throw out the junk, and only keep what serves you. Foroux teaches us that the first step in thinking straight is to simplify. When we clear out the distractions, we make space for what truly matters. It's like walking into a room after a thorough cleaning. The air feels lighter, and you can breathe easier. By simplifying our thoughts, we allow ourselves to see clearly, and in that clarity, we find solutions to the problems that once seemed insurmountable. Takeaway: if you are overwhelmed, take a moment today to clear your mind. Write down your thoughts, get rid of unnecessary ones, and focus on just one thing that matters. In simplicity lies strength. Second, the art of focusing on what matters. There is an ancient Indian parable of a lion cub raised by goats. For years, it believed it was a goat, bleeding and eating grass like them. But one day, an older lion came and showed it its true nature. The cub, realizing it was a lion, finally understood its true power. In a similar way, our focus is often misplaced, like the lion cub. We get distracted by trivial things, running in circles, never truly understanding the power we have within. Think Straight urges us to focus on our highest priorities. It's not about doing everything, it's about doing the right things. Like a gardener choosing which plants to nurture, we must choose where to direct our energy. Takeaway: ask yourself, what matters the most to me? Choose one thing and put all your energy into it. The power to focus will transform your life. Third, the role of habits in clear thinking. Imagine your mind as a garden. Every thought is a seed. Some seeds will grow into beautiful flowers, and others will turn into weeds. What you plant today determines the garden you'll have tomorrow. Foroux emphasizes the importance of habits, those small, seemingly insignificant actions that shape our thoughts and, ultimately, our lives. It's the daily choices, the routines, the disciplines that will guide your mind towards clarity. Like the gardener who pulls out weeds regularly, we must tend to our habits with care, removing the unhelpful ones and nurturing those that lead to clarity and peace. Takeaway: today, take small, positive actions that serve your mind. Set aside time for meditation, reading, or even just sitting in silence. Small habits, when nurtured, will lead to a transformed mind. Fourth, embracing the power of reflection. Think of a river flowing gently through a forest. It does not rush. It flows with purpose, meandering through twists and turns, but always moving forward. Reflection, Foroux teaches, is like that river. It's the act of stepping back, of observing your thoughts without judgment, and allowing them to settle like sand in a clear pond. In today's world, we often forget the importance of reflection. We rush from one task to another, never taking the time to think deeply about our actions, our choices, and our beliefs. But when we reflect, we gain wisdom. We become less impulsive, more mindful. Reflection allows us to correct our course when we've strayed from our true path. Takeaway: take a few minutes today to reflect. Ask yourself, are my actions aligned with my purpose? The answers will guide you towards clarity. Fifth, the courage to let go of perfectionism. We live in a world obsessed with perfection: the perfect career, the perfect relationship, the perfect body. But in seeking perfection, we often lose sight of what truly matters. Like an artist who, in trying to perfect a painting, loses the joy of creation, we sometimes become so fixated on flawlessness that we forget the beauty of progress. Foroux speaks to this fear of imperfection, encouraging us to embrace the messiness of life. It's okay to make mistakes, to fail, to learn. Perfectionism is a trap that keeps us from acting. The key to thinking straight is realizing that doing something imperfectly is often better than not doing it at all. Takeaway: let go of perfection today. Start something you've been putting off because of fear of failure. Perfection is not the goal, progress is. Sixth, the practice of mental detox. Think of your mind as a well-worn clay pot. Over time, it fills with dust and grime, making it harder to see through. The pot doesn't need to be fixed, it needs to be cleaned. Foroux teaches that mental detox, stepping away from the noise, the distractions, and the constant barrage of information, is essential for clear thinking. In today's age of digital overload, we are constantly bombarded with thoughts, images, and news. To think straight, we need regular detoxes. Just as we clean our physical space, we must also create space in our minds. This involves unplugging, taking breaks, and allowing the mind to breathe. Takeaway: schedule time today for a mental detox. Take a break from screens, social media, and the constant chatter of life. Give your mind the space it needs to think clearly. A reflection on the author's voice. What makes Darius Foroux's voice unique is its simplicity. There is no jargon, no pretense. He speaks directly to the heart, offering practical advice that can be implemented immediately. His writing doesn't overwhelm you with endless steps or theories. Instead, he focuses on small, impactful shifts that bring lasting change. However, one might say that Foroux's approach, while grounded, can sometimes feel a little too minimalist. In the quest for clarity, he might overlook the depth of emotional complexity or personal struggles that some readers face. But perhaps therein lies his strength. He distills the essence of life into a few simple truths, leaving the rest for us to fill in with our own experiences. A final reflection. As we close this conversation, I leave you with a simple thought from the book. One that will linger with you like the last sip of tea, warm and comforting. A clear mind is the key to a good life. When you think straight, you live straight. Let this truth settle into your heart today, as you move forward with clarity, focus, and the courage to live authentically.